What would life without Alexander Isak be at Liverpool? And what would their starting 11 look like if they did not secure the Swedish striker? Let's look at it, because I think there would be actually some exciting things that would happen even if Liverpool don't get Isak. I do think they will get him. But as this thing drags on longer and longer, there could just be that one little piece of news that comes out that says Isak is just not going to happen this summer. Maybe in the January, maybe next summer. That could happen. So let's look and see what that would look like for Liverpool's starting 11 this season coming up. Okay, and I think this is exciting. Alisson, of course, at the back, Marmadashvili, nothing changes there. But you're going to see some changes on this back line for defense if Isak doesn't happen, because I think Liverpool would immediately divert funds elsewhere. You're already starting to see that I think Guehi would come in. I think we would keep Van Dijk and Konate. I don't think we would sell Konate. And I think, I get it. People are going to say immediately, oh, you think Guehi's going to come to Liverpool and be a bench warmer? Actually, yes, I do. I do think that. Number one, he's not going to be a bench warmer all season. Inevitably, there's going to be shakeups. There's going to be little knocks and injuries. I think Guehi would come in because I think Liverpool and Arne Slot would say, Mark Guehi, you are the successor to Virgil van Dijk. You are taking over once he has finished his career at Liverpool. And I think for Mark Guehi, that is absolutely a selling point. I think for Mark Guehi to come into this team, absolutely. He would take a year, and maybe Konate leaves next summer. Maybe not. But if Konate stays, and Guehi is coming in, and we've got Van Dijk for 2 more years, there's going to be plenty of playing time for Mark Guehi in this team. So absolutely, I think Liverpool would go get him right away, and he would give us immediate impact, because we need that depth in the center of the park on defense, because we are very, very thin right now. Okay, so that's number one. That's kind of the first thing I think Liverpool would do, is say we're going to go get Mark Guehi. We're going to get him this summer because we need that depth in defense. Okay, so nothing really changes on the outsides. We've got Kirkes, Frimpong, Bradley, and Curtis Jones backing him up there, Robbo and Tsimikas. And then we've got Gravenberch and McAllister in the middle of the park. Lots of depth here in the midfield. Okay, so we've got McAllister, Szoboszlai, Jones, kind of any of those three could fit there. Gravenberch, Endo, Nioni. I do think Trey Nioni sticks with the team. He's just so good. He signed a long-term contract. Get that 18-year-old. Lots and lots of exposure to this first team. Okay, Florian Wirtz in that 8 to 10 role. Szoboszlai and Jones behind him. I think that's a very good combination there. So not a lot would change here in the midfield, but as we get into attack, of course there's going to be changes. So I think Liverpool would say, no Isak, okay, we're going to go spend maybe 65, 70 million on Rodrigo. There's reports that Real Madrid have already lowered their asking price, because I think they really want to get rid of this guy this summer. They don't need to keep him, and perhaps they could use some of those funds. So Rodrigo comes in. I think he starts on that left wing. Now, this would be a very important signing, because Rodrigo could play on the left, he could play in the center, he could be that striker, or he could play on the right, which I think is very important, because right now, outside of Frimpong, we don't really have someone that can really solidly back up Mo Salah. He's going to be gone for AFCON this season. We're going to need someone who can come in and kind of fill in that role for that month or however long, 6 weeks that Mo Salah is out. So I think Rodrigo would be a very, very key signing here. And then, of course, you've got Gakpo and Rio Namoa, who I think is going to stick with that first team this season. Okay, again, like I said, we got Salah on the right, and I do think Frimpong would be a good backup for Mo Salah. I think he would fit in there very naturally, and that actually might be Arne Slot's plan, more than just saying Frimpong is solely a right back, because I do think Connor Bradley is very good and he can fit in there. So there we go. Now, of course, the striker position, we've got Hugo Ekitike, who I think would do a fabulous job in that number 9 role. I think he fits that really, really well. And you'll notice I've got Darwin Núñez staying. So I think if we miss out on Isak, I think Darwin stays. I think he's looking different this summer. I really do. And then you'll notice that Rodrigo can also play through the middle. But if you look at this team, this is a very, very well-rounded team without Alexander Isak. Like, we are not going to be hurting for options. Arne Slot is going to have riches at his fingertips to play every single week. And there are even others on this list that I haven't named, like Harvey Elliott. What does he do? Does he get sold? You got guys like Jaden Dans. Does he have a place in this team, or is he going to get loaned out again? So there's just a lot of talent. I think there's a lot that we can do, even without Alexander Isak. And I think Liverpool could divert those funds in wise ways. It's not to say that we can't go out and get Mark Gahey even if we do get Isak, because there's rumors that that could happen as well. I think if we get Isak, we probably don't go for Rodrigo, which I think is fine. But this is looking pretty good. I think we're set either way. So let me know what you think in the comments. As always, up the Reds.